Hello, my name is Danielle, and this is my story. I was taken from my biological mother at a very young age. I couldn't help but question if it was all my fault. I wasn't safe, was all I knew at the time. In reality, it was so much more. I lived in filth. The home was so dirty and infested. The abuse was so bad, the county had no choice but to take me away. Being placed in foster care at 4 years old was so difficult. I felt like I was being ripped away from the only family I knew and the only life I knew. From my home to the foster home and back again seemed to be the only way life was going to be. After 5 years of fighting the system, my new mom and dad finally got complete custody of me, and I was adopted at the age of 9. Adjusting to a new life as a little girl proved to be a challenge. With this new life came a whole new me, name and all. I was allowed to change my full name, so I jumped on the opportunity. I wanted to be a Samantha at first, but agreed with my mom that Danielle was too perfect to pass up. I used to struggle in school, and making friends never came easy to me. Once I became a teenager, everything became harder. Depression seemed to hover over me, and it started to hold me back from doing things I used to enjoy, like playing outside, riding bikes, and more. I started cutting myself when I was 14 to cope with the pain that stemmed from my past. All the memories, flashbacks, and nightmares became too much for me to handle. I was so mad about what had happened to me. Why did it have to happen? Why didn't I do something to stop it or get away from it? And that anger began to spiral out of control. By the time I was 16, I was hospitalized on a mental health behavioral unit, which at the time seemed like the worst thing that I would ever have to go through. Although after a suicide attempt, I realized that things could be much worse. I was admitted to a state psychiatric hospital. I would have to say this was my turning point. I hit bottom, and the only way to go from there was up. I started making friends, I began therapy, and I attended DBT Skills Support Group. DBT stands for Dialectical Behavioral Therapy. I feel God has given me a new life and a second chance. I've learned to take things one moment at a time. My goal is to go back to school and work on my relationships with my family and my friends. I want to live a life free from self-harm, and I want to help others who have or who currently struggle. I chose to tell my story to show that there is hope, to inspire and motivate people to ask for help. More importantly, though, I want to help them find their voice, to see that they're not alone, that their past and their scars do not define who they are. You can do it too. You can start from nothing, from being defeated, and become something. Become determined. You just have to want it bad enough.
Did you know if you need services for you and your family, you can look on the back of your medical card. There's a number you can call for help. The operator will guide you in the right direction.